spot possible to ground. Crappiest welding position ever. Water everywhere. Safety goggles. You got safety goggles? Dude, that has no tinting in it.
Bring that light over here.
Put it right there.
All right, so we cut the subframe in half, took out about, what was that? How many inches is that?
Not enough to satisfy 4, 5,
6.
6.
So we took out 6 inches in the subframe in the front and back. And we're waiting for the tacks to cool off, and we're gonna move the subframe under and see how the subframe mounts line up with the frame rail, and what cuts we're gonna have to make. All right, so we dropped the rear axle out of the way, just so we can have an easier time playing with the subframe and all that. So Maz and I are gonna tuck this thing under, see how she lines up. We'll let you know. Got the subframe tucked under a little bit just to see what we need to do. Obviously it needs to be fully welded and all that. Do you think we're good to fully weld this thing?
Honestly, yeah.
Okay, we'll fully weld it. But as far as we're seeing, we're just gonna need to cut a sliver out right in here, just so the rear subframe cross member can get in. Then we're gonna have to weld in some torque boxes up in this area. I mean, for the most part, we took about, this is an Audi A6 subframe, and we took about 6 inches out of the center of it, and it lines up with the frame rails pretty well. So we are going to go ahead and pull out that parking brake cable because that's getting in the way, and probably cut some of this out. But yeah, for the most part, we can go ahead and start seriously modifying the body, and we could probably also in the end up tidying up all of our cuts a little bit. We got the diff stripped down and got the subframe cut, welded back together. I mean, we're gonna gusset all that and make it all pretty, but right now the diff is interfering with this shit right here, so we're gonna cut that off right there and right there, and we're gonna test fit the diff a few times. So we're gonna whip out the Sawzall, and once we get that cut off, I'll give you a peek. All right, so we got the diff lined up, perfectly even side to side, back and forth, doesn't matter. Already shittily welded the mount on. Forgot to turn on the gas, so it looks like shit, but it's on there. So next we're going to work on the rear mount. What we're doing here is we're gonna cut a box out of the top and a box out of the bottom for the top of this to slide in. And we're gonna drill a hole through it and put a bolt on the other side, and that'll be our mount for the rear diff, or that'll be our rear diff mount. All right, so we got the subframe pretty much, I'm not gonna say finished, but finished. Needs a little bit of tweaking.
It's tweaking.
Yeah, need to shave this mount down by about 1/4 inch or so, which is just rubber and whatever, so it doesn't matter. We got the back part slotted, and we have a ton of bracing we gotta do in the back half. We also gotta drill a hole for this mount to actually be fully bolted in or whatever. But for the most part, the subframe is done. Dare I say it. But yeah, we also drilled the holes for the subframe mounts back there. So I guess we should. Do we even need to test with the subframe? Have we changed anything?
No, I think we honestly should be good because it's not.
Because I mean, the only thing is we're probably gonna have to cut something out here, but I mean, Joseph's already butchered the floor after I told him to, so I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, subframe's done.